Revisiting YouTube non-monetizer income, 2 additional ideas. So I've broached the topic of like, if it's possible to make money YouTubing as a non-monetizing YouTuber. And I put out a video on that and did some potential ways and examples, or like real life, in-person related examples. And this time I'm going to do 2 additional ones, and then after that I kind of discussed disliker stuff, and I've talked about these potential ways before, but in a non-fleshed out sense. So today, Saturday, 16 March 2024, I, Tanis Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle, this is my YouTube channel, Tanis Leonhardi. I'm going to flesh out the 2 ideas. So they were requests for an individual content from employer/payer, so individual video, at least for me. And then the second way, paid for my mistakes. So I'm going to flesh out what that means. And this is something that I could use. So this is kind of a contextualization of my performance and putting out YouTube videos, a little bit about YouTube non-monetizer income from my perspective, YouTube specific, kind of a lucky wallaby courier, especially if it does come true. And then I'm going to link to my Heritage Travel Trip series playlist as well, because this is kind of like the idea I had of getting paid for disliker, or not disliker, dislike information that could fund the Heritage Travel Trip series. Maybe this could as well, depending on how much money there is that I make, if I make money this way. So these are 2 additional, potential way 1, requests for an individual content from employer/payer, not player. Well, if it's a Hungarian football team player, kind of thing. Requests exclude specific things they want, though I may cover if I deem a fit without losing my mission/vision statement for my channel, this channel, Tanis Leonhardi, at least currently. And so that's the same kind of detail as before, because the concern with that is reaching into sponsorship territory, right? We're trying to avoid sponsorship territory with this one, right? Not being a monetizer. So an individual content that's specific, but they don't necessarily get any creative control over, which one might go, what? How does that even work? So my examples. So essentially it's like they can request something and I get, like, let's say 100% creative control. What might that be? So I figured out, I fleshed it out. Here we go. I've got 2 examples. Requests for content in violation of community guidelines. That's an excellent point. So if my employer requests for something that I cannot make because it is in violation of community guidelines, the creative control that I get to make that request coherent, obey community guidelines, is 100% my own, because what they requested is in violation of community guidelines. So in the past, I discussed this example, potential ways of me making non-monetizer income with my employer, Noah Lyles, as my employer. So this time I'm going to go through with Salan Sarkani and Ilya Karun as my employers. So for Salan Sarkani, I'm going to reverse the order for this one. Let's go. Ilya Karun. Ilya Karun asks me, he wants me to take a video of me giving him a prostate exam where we are both in the nude. Okay. So, like, clearly that's not going to be, like, in an unedited, no clothes on, that's not going on YouTube, with that kind of thing, right? At least not via my channel. So him requesting that, it could be like, okay, maybe I have a doctor appointments playlist. Maybe I do something in the spirit of that, where I do like a recap of how the exam went and what the results of the exam were. Okay, but that is not what the employer requested, but it still satisfies we're concerned with the health and well-being of the employer. They are my masters. I am put on this planet to pamper my employers. Noah Lyles, Salon Sarkani and Ilya Karun. Okay. All right. Now the Salon Sarkani example would be, he goes, "You had skin cancer. You got it. You knew that diagnosis was coming years before you got it, and you changed your lifestyle accordingly, right? If somebody knows they're gonna get cancer, kind of thing. At least in my case, where I changed my lifestyle to reduce that risk, even though it still happened, kind of thing. And that was years in advance. I was changing my habits, and so he's like, as a swimmer who swims outdoors and in Arizona, at least part of the year, I'm concerned about my skin and getting skin cancer, kind of like you did when you were diagnosed at 22 years of age. So he requests me to give him his full body scan, looking for anything, right? He's like, it's a way of building confidence in yourself as my employee, right? So we want you to feel confident about your own skin exams since you've been doing them for over a decade, kind of thing, and building confidence in catching anything early if anything comes up, both for myself and others. So carrying on a legacy of self-inspection and inspection of each other. And so that would be rhyme with the Ilya Karun prostate exam request of, right, that would be full naked, and he requested both people in the nude. Right. Again, no, per YouTube community guidelines. But so then maybe focusing on the results of the exam. And that one, I guess for both actually could be me sharing, all right, and learning. Like if I learned anything from doing the exam, it can be make sure it doesn't become overly focused on the employer, right? And put emphasis on the, am I learning in conducting these exams, kind of thing. So that's potential way one. Potential way two, paid for my mistakes. So this allows for communication / interpretation of what constitutes a mistake to be shared between me and my employer / payer. So I think this is a really me idea. That's something that at different points in my life, I haven't gotten necessarily the feedback that I would have wanted. And I've had some, or a few employers or supervisors who were very much not able to do that. Provide that kind of honesty. So I think that's great, right? Like there's community guidelines, and then there's just personal standards and employer standards and stuff like that. And so making sure that we understand where each other is coming from. So like my employer might think something's a mistake, but from my view it's not. But just knowing that my employer thinks it's a mistake might make me be like, I might not change it, but maybe there's a way to incorporate that so it is not a mistake for either person without kind of changing how I do the thing. So an example for this for Salon Sarkani would be on Wednesday this week. I said that my DJ during my walk runs that earlier that morning and the day before had been Hubert Coase, and that was a mistake. My DJ on Monday was Hubert Coase. My DJ on Tuesday was actually Andrei Minikov. My DJ on Wednesday was Hubert Coase, and my DJ yesterday, Friday, was Hubert Coase. So I made a mistake, but to me that was a mistake in saying who like it was, but to Salon Sarkani, he's like, that might not have been a mistake. To him, what might have been a mistake was that I did not include on Monday, I ran a white line for like half a mile straight on one of the road lines, right? Kind of thing. So there's that's a real life example. And then, and for the Salon Sarkani as my employer. The other one is heritage travel trip names for nannies and people going. So let's just do heritage travel trip companion and or nannies names. So this one goes with Ilya Karun. So like naming Caleb Dressel, David Popovici, and Michael Phelps without identifiers might, in his have eyes, been a mistake, or in my eyes have been a mistake, right? Because I've previously made multiple videos addressing when I bring up Caleb Dressel on this channel. Right? I have a husband named Caleb Dressel who was born in Frankfurt, Germany. Right, and so there, like, And especially, right, if people are thinking about a different Caleb Dressel, right, should I have taken the extra step to clarify this is, right, that Caleb Dressel, who has a twin brother named Caleb Dressel, who was born in Norway because the mom wanted to do something superhuman and have identical twins, one born in Germany and one born in Norway. She's still a human accomplishment. Good job, mom, kind of thing. Well, not kind of thing. And then who I'm also married to. But, so they're German, Norwegian identical twins named Caleb Dressel. It's kind of a funny thing. What's there? So I'm gonna. There was that a mistake, or is this a mistake in the eyes of Ilya Karun? So providing the clarification. So I'll link in a previous video where that I filmed Saturday, 4 June 2022, and published the same day, where I talk about Germany-born Caleb Dressel, right? The one that's mine, Frankfurt, right? Who was a mechanic. It was fencing. Does that ring any bells? Is that a mistake? Are those mistakes? You can go back to the video if you want. Okay, so then perhaps the most distinctive attribute for my Caleb Dressels, are we going to get both Caleb Dressels kind of thing? The German born and the Norwegian born. Norwegian born was born in the same city as me, Bergen, if I was born in Norway. And so the most distinctive thing about my Caleb Dressels is they have, for the namespace Caleb Dressel, is they have 0 tattoos. And they have not ever had a permanent tattoo. Okay, so that's Caleb Dressel. David Popovici. So this is one I don't actually... So the David Popovici I mentioned for being a nanny was born in Belarus. Okay, so he's like been banned from a bunch of stuff because of just basic life, because Belarus is like with Russia, you know, kind of thing. So yeah, I'm not going to provide his industry, just that he's Belarusian. Okay. Though he's older than me, and Belarus came into existence in, what was it, 1992. So like there's he's Belarusian by region, kind of like I'm Italian by region, but ancient Roman in before kind of thing. Yeah. Okay. But he was born in Belarus. Okay, and then the Michael Phelps that I talked about in relation to going to Italy is somebody who, the little twerp, I really wanted to get this tattoo when I went to Ireland for my heritage travel trip, and I haven't been to the heritage travel trip yet, and there's a tattoo I really wanted to get, and he got it. And it's a big, very obvious tattoo on his forearm. Okay, so if, like, you've seen the Michael Phelps that I mentioned ever wearing a t-shirt, and he got it back in 2020, 2021, and doesn't ever cover it up, like put makeup on it or anything like that. So the Michael Phelps I'm talking about has a big, very obvious tattoo on one of his forearms. Like a scavenger hunt, if you've ever seen not the Caleb Dressel. Well, okay, there's Caleb Dressels, right? No tattoos. But Michael Phelps, the one I'm talked about for Italy, big tattoo that I wanted on his forearm. He's like, I took it from you before you got it. So that's our dynamic. He can be a bit of a twerp like that sometimes. Okay, so not to be confused with any Michael Phelps that has bare forearms, like no tattoos, and it's a permanent tattoo. Okay, so in the eyes of Ilya Karun was my mistake. Did I make a mistake? And if I did, was it naming them without clarification? Those three, Caleb Dressel, David Popovici, and Michael Phelps, so they weren't confused with the other people. Or was my mistake now providing that clarification, or was it something else entirely, or some combination? So there we go. So in conclusion, those are 2 additional ways, potential ways that I thought of for making YouTube non-monetizer income. Yeah, I think the paid for my mistakes is really a me, Tanis Coralee Leonhardi one that I think would be very valuable. Yeah. So happy day and time of viewing to you whenever you're viewing this, and happy place of viewing wherever you're viewing this from.